Hello, can everyone hear me? You can just give a thumbs up or reply in the chat. Can you all hear me? Yeah, okay, great. So we'll just wait for a few more minutes because I can see people are still joining. So let's just wait till 6:05 and we'll start the meeting. Okay. Okay, I think we can start. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the second week of this NPTEL problem solving session for the Python computing course. So it's 6:05. So I'm just starting. One sec, give me a second. I'll just keep my laptop for charging. Okay, all right. So, so welcome to week two of these problem solving sessions. So I'm just starting and I hope people will continue to join. But since we are already 6 minutes past. So, hello, if you're not having any doubt, please mute yourself. Yeah, I'm muting you. Please keep your mics muted if you're not asking any doubt. If you have any doubt, you can interrupt me at any time. But if you're not, please don't keep the voice because it echoes. Okay. So hi again. Hi, if you're joining, if you didn't join last week, my name is Zenia. I am a PhD student and PMRF student at IISc, Indian Institute of Science. I'm an astrophysicist by training, but as I explained in last week's class, I use Python almost every day. And as a result, I think it shows you the power of Python and programming in general because it can be applied to large number of use cases. So the format of these sessions, because some people I think I saw later in the chat were confused. So these sessions are basically for problem solving. You will be watching the lectures which are pre-recorded and given to you already. And if you find any difficulty in the lectures, you can contact them through the discussion forums. These are problem solving sessions where we'll solve some assignment problems, not the problems you're currently given, but some similar problems so that it is easier for you to solve the assignments. This is the idea. There are, I think, two or three TAs for this course. Yeah, I can see a hand raised. Just a second. So there are two or three TAs for this course. So we'll be solving maybe similar problems or the same problems. So if you find it like last time, people were saying it's difficult to join the session. If you find it difficult to join, you can join the other sessions as well. And apart from all that, all the sessions will be recorded and the video recordings are available on YouTube. I hope the links have already been made available to you. The slides are also available. And today we'll be doing some programs. So those programs will also be available to you. Okay. All the links I maintain on my website, but I think the NPTEL team has separately also communicated this to you. Apart from this is my mail ID. I prefer that if you have any doubts or clarifications about these sessions to mail me on my mail ID. I can respond there directly. So someone has their hand raised. What is the question? Is there a question? I can see hand raised. Okay, I hope that was accident. If there is any question, either paste it in the chat or you can speak up. Okay. So I think this is the housekeeping. Basically, yeah, basically mail me here if you have any queries. All the links of the slides and the video recordings are on my website, but I also think they have shared with you already, the NPTEL team. I just maintain it in my website for a single place to be. Okay. Now about these things, please don't interrupt me in between the lecture. I'll say this again at the end in case people are still joining. Okay. So about these things, I hope everything is clear. No clarifications about, mailing and where to find the recording and all, because lots of people had doubts last time. Okay. So this, yeah, okay.
Ma'am,
Huh, please go ahead.
ma'am, what are the topics you are going to explain today, ma'am?
It will be based on your week 2 lectures.
Okay,
This is
ma'am.
the
Thank
this is the week 2 class, right? So every week it will be like week 2 class. This is the week 2 lectures and the related assignment problems and programs. Okay. So this is basically related to assignment 2 and program 2, whatever they are. Okay. So yeah, so this is the point, and I think, yeah, as I said, there are multiple TAs who are doing this. The reason for that, and I think that it is worth to attend all the sessions if you have the time for it, or at least watch the video recordings. Because as I said, programming is something that, it is not, there is no one true path. There is different ways in which you can approach problems, in which you can solve problems, and it's always good, especially when you're starting off, to see how different methods can be used to solve the same problem. In that sense, it's good to attend many sessions. It's also good to like try, and again and again I'm saying, please always try to write your own code. Even in your assignments, be sincere. Don't search. If you search, you will find 101 results. It's very easy to write the answers of the assignments from different sources, but make an effort. Even if you are stuck somewhere, try first so that you get stuck, and then if you're stuck, you can try looking up. Because as I said, no matter how much you read about programming, or you watch videos of people doing code, or you read other people's code, you will not learn programming. You have to do it yourself. Okay, this is my advice in general. So in this week, you have seen about Anaconda, Spider, basically IDEs so that you can start to use Python. I hope all of you have some form of Python up and running, and you've been able to write, at least a hello world kind of program in your system, right? If not, please go to the lectures or anywhere else and try to get that running. That will be very important. You would have written a few programs by now. I hope so. You saw about print statements, variables, and very importantly, you saw if conditions and loops. And with this if condition and loop it's a very simple idea, but with this you can solve n number of problems, and you can replicate lots of things, that people, a lot of times, most of the problems we try to make computers do come down to these kinds of logical statements. And loops are especially important because, as I said last time, right, for us writing the same thing 1,000 times is very difficult, but for a computer it's very easy. So when you have you should be knowing how to direct the computer to do that. That's where looping comes in. So looping comes in where you have to understand how to direct the computer to do the thing 100 times or 200 times. Okay, so that's the power of computing, right? If I'm going to write 100 print statements, I might as well have typed it up myself. So the power of computing is I can write 3 lines and the computer will then print 100 lines for me. So there is a reason I'm using the computer. Okay, so you have to think of it like that. How does this help me to save my time? Because that's what programming is. You're basically, you're the boss and you're directing the laptop or the computer or the system to do something. Okay, so again, I'm showing this slide, which I showed last time also, because now you have started to do coding. And one very important thing is that from the beginning itself, have some very standard good coding practices. Don't name your files random things like ABCD, 1, 2, 3, 4 keyboard smashes. Keep a separate folder where you can store all your programs. Choose meaningful variable function names such that after, it's good practice to have always some comments everywhere. And of course, Python is such a code that even if you don't give indentation spaces, it will run. For example, in C, it's very important to have spaces, etc., but Python is not like that. But that doesn't mean that don't put the spacing. Don't write all the code in one line and cluttered and everything. Give line breaks, give spaces, so that your code looks neat. Essentially, if a third person comes and look, or a second person, someone else comes and looks at your code, they should be understanding it properly, right? So please be consistent with your coding. It will be helpful to you, because 1 year later you will be like, oh, I did that NPTEL Python course, let me go look at my programs. If your programs are all named ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've just written everything without comments, it's very difficult for you also to understand, right? So please maintain that when you start off coding itself. It's a very good practice to have. Okay, so we'll start off with just refreshing some of the topics, and then we'll do some problems and programs. So very quickly, what is the difference between if-else conditions and loops? You can put it in the chat maybe. Anyone? Okay, so I can see some comments in the chat. I'm joining this week like first week. I don't know what that means. What do you mean by comments? Okay, so I'll show you later when I show you my program. But in every programming language, be it Python, C, Fortran, whatever it is, you can always write comments. Comments are non-executable lines. So they are not code lines. They are simple English lines that you can write so that you know what's happening. So suppose you write a is equal to 100. Okay. Next to that, in Python, the way you add a comment is you put a hash, your hashtag symbol, right? You put your hashtag symbol and then you write whatever it means. So suppose you write a is equal to input of something, right? And then you can write next to it, it gets the input from the user, for example. Then someone who doesn't know Python also, they'll know that, okay, this line, what it's doing is it's getting the input from the user. So this is what comments mean. Comment is simple English lines that are not executable. They are not part of the code itself and they don't affect the program at all. It's just for understanding what happens. Okay. Okay, what is meant by evaluation in if then meaning a condition, loops are for repeating a condition or some instructions. So exactly, so if else is just it executes once, right, based on a condition. So if one condition is true, it will execute some code, else it will execute some other code. Whereas in a loop, it keeps on executing as long as your condition is true or false, or if as long as there are still loops. So you guys understand that. So if I need a repetitive process, I definitely need to use a loop. If I need to just check a condition once, for example, I am, suppose I'm writing a division program. Okay, suppose I'm writing a program to divide two numbers. Then there's a very important if condition that I need to take care. Does anyone know what is the condition I need to take care when I have a program of dividing two numbers? Okay, I can see you're asking about lambda function in Python. We'll get to it. Okay, I don't think you've come across it yet. Don't worry about it for now. Let's get to it later. Let's focus on the class right now. Divide by zero. Okay, yeah, very good. So I was asking you guys that when I write a program about dividing two numbers, I should have a very important condition, that is dividing by zero. If I don't put in the information that if you give the second number to be zero, then stop the program or give an error message, then computer will not know what to do, right? When you give divide by zero, so you should give some message like if the second number, if it's a by b, if b is zero, then print error or print not possible, right? So there I don't need a loop because zero, it will just come once. Okay, so that is the point. So this is how if conditions work. Essentially, you have a single condition, and then so these kinds of diagrams, by the way, these are called flow charts. Okay, they're very useful in programming. You can see that here it's not a code, right? This is not Python or C or anything. This is simply a diagram, and this diagram you can apply after that to Python, C, or whatever it is. So you can yeah. So here you can see that in your if condition, if it is yes, it goes to one block. If it's no, it goes to another block
Hello,
and
ma'am.
it finishes.
Hello,
Yeah, please tell me.
ma'am. That divided by zero condition. Please repeat it again.
Okay. Suppose I'm writing a program to divide two numbers. Okay. I'm saying that you give me I'm writing a program. I'm like A is equal to input first number, B is input second number. Right?
Okay.
Okay. And the result will be it will output what is A divided by B.
Okay.
Okay. What will happen is B is zero. We can't
Return.
divide. We cannot
Yes.
divide, right?
Yes.
But how will the computer knows that? Computer doesn't know that. Computer will try to divide, it will go crash the system. Okay. So what you should do is when you write such a program, suppose you're writing, you should give if b is equal to 0, then stop the loop or stop the program or write some error message like this is not possible. So that is what happens in normal calculators. They have some fail safe inside so that when a zero comes, they will immediately give or something, some error message will come. Does this make sense?
Yes. I can. I can understand. Okay.
Okay, good. So when that is just one time I have to check, right? If it is zero, not zero, just once I have to check. But if I have to check something again and again, then I have to use a loop. Okay, so this is basically even within loops, we have for loops and while loops. And have you come across for loops and while loops? So for loops are used when we have fixed number of iterations, whereas in a while loop, we do until a program is proved wrong. So I have not done this right now, but I think you guys did this in your class. But please try to write the sum of first n numbers using a for loop and a while loop separately. Finally, they do the same thing, but it's a good practice to know this. As I said, different methods to solve the same problem. Okay, so this is just I'm just what is it called, like revising all the things that you have already seen so that it is easy for you. And of course, there are different data types in Python. So, there are integers, which are your normal counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. There are floats, which have decimals. Strings are basically words or sentences. Complex numbers can also be used. I don't think you'll use in this course. Boolean numbers are basically true or false. So it's 0 or 1. Okay. So they are basically used when you have logical statements. Like if I give you a statement that 5 is greater than 3, that is always true. So that's a true statement. It will return a Boolean value of true. But suppose I have a while loop and the while loop has to keep on running until a condition becomes false. Then every time it will check, it will evaluate and it will check if it returns true or it returns false. And accordingly, it will either go to the loop or it will exit out of the loop. So that's what's shown in this diagram. So I think all this you have already seen. That's why I'm going a little fast. If at all you have any questions, please you can stop me. Okay. These are data types. So every variable that you use in Python or any language has a type that it has. In Python, it's a little flexible where you don't have to declare a variable with a type. But if you use C, for example, or Fortran, you have to declare first itself that X is an integer. Then only it will work. Okay. So Python, as I said, Python does away with a lot of things, which makes it a very easy language to pick up as your first programming language. These are the different data types. So you have integer, float, boolean, string. Even you can have something called none, which means that it doesn't have any particular value. Apart from that, you will learn these in the next few weeks probably, is that you can also have collections of variables like list, tuple, or dictionary. I'm not explaining this now because this is not the topic of this week's class. You also know that apart from variable, so we have seen few things now. We have seen loops, we have seen variables or the data types that the variables can have, and now we are going to see operators. So these are the different operators. These are your normal arithmetic operators, so plus, minus, addition, subtraction, etc. Relational operation, by the name itself you can understand, it gives you the relation between two quantities. So x is less than y, x is equal to y. This exclamation point means not equal to. Like that, these are a little more advanced. You don't have to worry about it. Logical operators are quite interesting. So and, or, and not. Do you all know about logical operators? There was no else condition in the week 2 class. Okay, so else condition, if you find it difficult to understand, I will just tell you. Basically, if the condition is, if I give if and the condition is true, it will execute, right? But what if the condition is false and I wanted to execute something else, right? So suppose in my division program, I say if b is not equal to 0, then continue the program. Else continue, else stop the program. So else is basically if the condition is false, then continue with the else. Okay, it gives you the two routes. If means you go this route, else means you go that. Does this make sense? It's just like how we see if and else in our daily language. Okay, I just replied because someone said there was no else condition in the second class. But does everyone understand what else means? Like if I give if x is less than 10, then what will the else condition be? Can someone put it in the chat? If x is less than 10, then do something. Else do something else. So what is the else condition? I don't need to write a condition for else. Just means if is not true, then it becomes else, right? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. Someone said no. Okay. So if x is okay, let's just talk normally, okay, logically. Okay. Either a number can be less than 10 or it, okay, someone has written greater than or equal to 10, right? These are the only two possibilities, right? So if x is less than 10, then if x is less than 10 is true, it will execute some code. If I give else, that means that x is greater than or equal to 10. So I don't need to write if x is less than 10. Then again write if x is greater than or equal to 10. Because it's understood, right? If x is not less than 10, then it is definitely greater than or equal to 10. It's like this, okay? Suppose I have a coin. Coin has only two sides, heads and tails. If I don't get head, I am definitely getting tails, right? You agree? Yes, right? Okay. So if heads, do something, else do something. I don't need to explicitly write if tails because it's understood that if it is not heads, it's definitely tails. Everything is like that, right? Suppose I have some condition where it's like if x is less than 10, I need to do something. If x is less than 10, greater than 20, I need to do something else. Then it becomes a little more complicated. You have to write lots of if statements. Then something like else if comes in, but I don't want to confuse you. The point is that if gives you one condition and else gives you whatever the opposite of that condition is. Okay? Is else okay with everyone? You will see that if else is always given together because it's like one condition and the else is the opposite of that. Okay, cool, fine. Thanks for asking. Yeah, sometimes I might assume that you know something and you don't, so please stop me if you don't know anything. Okay, so we were talking about logical operators, right? So logical shit, okay, wait. Logical operators which are and, or, and not. Okay, so I think you guys have done this. So this is basically the understanding. So I'm not explaining what is plus minus and all because I think you all know what addition, subtraction, greater than, equal to means. So we'll talk about logical operators, which are these three. Okay, and statement becomes true if both the statements are true, so a and b. Or statement is true if one of the statements is true, so a or b, whereas not will reverse it. So not true means it's false and not false means it's true. So why don't you guys try out? I've put some conditions here, like just can you try answering in the chat what would be the answers here? I'll just check the chat on my phone. You can just try like 1, 2, 3, 4. See, our answer is going to be either true or false, right? For all of them. So try putting the answer of 1, 2, 3, 4, which are what should be the answer. False, true, false, true. Okay, someone has written 5 greater than 0 and 5 greater than 10. I didn't understand this 5 greater than 0 thing. Maybe it's related to the previous discussion. Someone has given an answer, false, true, false, true. Anyone else want to answer, or is it not loading for me? Okay. Sorry, it's not loading on my phone. I'll just check it here. Yeah, I can see false, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, FT, FT. Okay, cool. Someone has said depends on the input. That's not true. I've already given you the input, right? This is the input. So, yeah. So great. I think many of you have given the right answer. False, true, false, true. Very good. That's great. So you guys understand logical operator. The reason I'm going through all these loops and if conditions and all that is because we'll be using all this in the program. I wanted to just revise it for you, okay, in case any of you still have doubts. So with all that, let's start to do some quick questions. So first we'll do some, multiple choice questions like before, which will be more of your, if you want to call it theory, then theory. But then after that, we'll do the a few quick programs, okay? So please keep your laptop or whatever ready so that you can also try coding, because I will give you some time to try the program and then I will show you the solution. Because I told you I want you to try, otherwise it doesn't make sense. Okay, so cool. So I'll just show you the question. Okay, this is the question. At any given point during a program's execution, what value is held within a variable? So is it the value that was initially given to it when it was created, the sum of all the values that was given to it, the most recent value, or the average of the values? So you just answer in the chat A, B, C, or D. Let me see some way in which I can like minimize this. Only the chat. Okay, I can't do that. Fine. Okay, great. Everyone's answering on time. I can see a lot of people are answering C. I don't see any other options. All of you understand this well. That's good. Let's move. So, yeah, the answer is C. So, it becomes very important to keep track of what value that you have given a variable, right? And what is, because in a program, you might start off with some variable, but through the course of the program and through the different operation, program will so, okay, so that's what I was, ma'am. We have already done this question. That's what I was saying. There are three PMRFTAs. We will all be solving similar questions or the same questions. And that is how it usually works. Okay, so if you feel like it's already been done, then it's fine. But the point of this is that everyone won't be able to join on the same day. So people do it on different days. And as I said, especially in programming, it's always worth to have different perspectives on the same thing. Okay, so I think there are three people. We are all asked to solve similar questions, so that's why. Okay, fine. I hope this clears it up. Anyway, so the point is that in case people didn't join the last session, this will be useful for you. So point is that during a program's execution, in fact, the values can change. So you have to be very careful to keep track of what variables and what values it currently has, because that's what matters, not the value you gave it initially. Okay, it always gets overwritten. So that's a common way of error is that you give some value and then you do something to the variable and that value is lost, and later if you want to get back that same value, you won't get it. So you have to make sure that your values are where they are. Okay. Okay, let's go to this next question. So, okay, again, sorry, one sec. So this is the question. Again, I'm saying it might be that the questions are solved already because we are asked to solve the same questions, all of us. Yeah, you will be getting the recording session. I told you don't ask me about this in between the class. I told in the beginning. But yeah, you will be getting all the recordings. Okay, so yeah, please tell what will be the answer of this code. Okay. So I see one person has given A, few more answers, and then we can go to the next. Okay, I can see A. By the way, if any of you don't understand the solution or you need more explanation, please let me know. So why is it not just 25? Because of A plus B, right? So I think, yeah, everyone says, I can see a lot of people saying A. I'll wait one more minute in case people are still answering. Okay, someone says B, but most of you are saying A. Concatenate, yes, very good. That is, in again, as I said, in Python, you don't have to explicitly write those things. Python is very user friendly in that way, which is also makes it dangerous because you sometimes don't keep track of what it is. But yeah, essentially you're concatenating two strings. Okay, so You understand? So here basically the answer is A. You guys also, few of you said what is the name of this operation. When you have two strings like this and you add them together, it's called concatenation. Okay, if anyone doesn't know. Next question will be this. What are the possible loop values that can be specified in the range argument of a for loop, and why are these values used? So basically, what is the data type that you use in a for loop? Is it integer, float, string, or tuples? I hope you understand the question, right? Okay, someone says A. I'll just wait if for people to answer. Integer, A, integer. Hmm. Okay, fine. Okay, I see you guys saying A. So fine, we'll go to the answer. So the answer is A, because integers, because we are using basically for loops. As I said, you use a for loop when you know how many iterations. Iterations means how many times the loop has to run. So how do you count things? You count things through integers, right? You count 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't count 1, 1.5, 2.5. So that's why it's integers. Okay. At the same time, not every loop uses integers, because if I ask you the same question for a while loop, what will be the answer? What questions can be you sorry, what values are used in the arguments of a while loop in Python, and how can it be done? Okay, I can see people are saying B boolean, but I also see some people saying A. So let's see what wins out, B or A. Because I can see both answers now, B and A. So let me just wait and see who's winning over the other. I still see like one or two A's in between. Okay, I'll give you one more minute, 6:35. I'll show you the answer. Everyone, please try answering the questions, okay? Even if you've already seen, or if you know, if you think it's very obvious, try answering it. I know I'm showing the answers in 1 minute, but still, it'll help you to understand the concepts better. It's a revision for you. Okay, I think you guys are converging on an answer B. So people who said A, please don't get confused. While loops, as I showed you, God, one sec. As I showed you, while loops are basically you execute until the condition becomes false. So I say, for example, if I want to print something 100 times, I'll say while x is less than 100, and then I'll increase x until it becomes 100, right? And once it becomes 100, 100 is not less than 100, becomes false, the loop will stop. Whereas in a for loop, first itself, I will say, run this loop from 1 to 100, then it will run exactly 100 times. Okay, so for loops are used when I know the number of steps in advance. I know that I want to do for 100 times. Whereas while loops are used when you don't know how many iterations will happen. But of course, every for loop program can be written in while loop, and while loop can be written in for loop. It's all interchangeable. At it becomes matter of preference. But in the early stage, please try writing your programs in different ways. That's a very interesting way, like, because you can the same program, try writing it in two different ways and seeing if you get the same result. You can also compare things like which is faster, right? At this level, everything will take the same time, but sometimes, when you're dealing with large amounts of data and all that, you have to be careful about using faster commands, right? If you can do something in one line and do something in 10 lines, you should always prefer the solution that takes one line. Okay, this question was completed in previous lecture. Okay, everyone, I am repeating myself. Okay, please don't ask this again. There are three PMR of TS for this course. There are around, I don't know how many people have registered, but I think there are easily like 1,000 or 500 people of that order. So everyone cannot attend every session, so there are multiple sessions. They have asked us, the pm nptl people have asked us to solve the same questions, so that if you are not able to join any session, you can join the other session. If you find this boring or repetitive, then you can drop out. Okay, no problem for me. But for the people who want to do, and again, as I said, for coding especially, my way of solving program, I haven't seen the other guys lectures or anything, so my way of solving may be a little different from his, or maybe the same. Okay, so it's good to have different perspective. Is this fine? Okay, I hope that's fine, right? If this is repetitive for you, like, feel free to drop out. The recording will be made available to you anyway. So I think this is more for those people who find it difficult to attend one session, they can attend another session. Last time itself people were saying Monday I have tuition, Tuesday I have this, so those people can attend the other sessions. Okay, so this is the next question. What types of conditional entries are used in Python if statement? Why are these entries used? So again, what do you use in a if statement? Is it an integer? Is it a boolean? Is it a string? Is it a float? Please put your answer in the chat. Okay, I see a lot of people are saying B again. Okay, someone says A and B. Interesting. Okay, but I think most of you are saying B. Some few people have said A, some people have said B. Please think about A and B again. So please think about what a if statement means. What does it mean if integer? What does that mean? Right? Does it make sense to say that? True. Okay, I guess you mean Boolean. I don't know what true means here. But yeah, okay. Okay, fine. So you're having, most of you have said B. So yeah, the answer is B. People who said A, like, again, think about what I said, right? If condition evaluates if a condition is true or not. How, if I just give you if 65 plus 22 or something, that doesn't tell you anything, right? It has to be a condition that can evaluate to being true or being false, right? Then only I can say that if I should take the if route or the else route. Correct? If a equal to 2, that is a Boolean expression, right? It has either a true value or a false value. A can either be equal to 2, in which case this expression is true, or it can be false, in which case or it can be not true, 2, which in case this expression is false, right? So there are only two solutions for this. It's either true or false. So it's a Boolean expression. You're getting confused because an integer is involved. Okay, but that is not the same as having an integer expression. If it was an integer expression, you'll just say if 2. That doesn't make sense. You understand the difference? So I'll show you again. See, this is why, right? Even if the questions are solved before, people can still have doubts. So that's why it's good to have multiple sessions. So some of you may be very quick and understanding in one session, but that's why. So do you understand here relational operator? Do you see these things? These are all conditions, right? And these all evaluate into a true or false sort of value. So x greater than y can either be true or false. X equal to y. You're not writing x equal to y. You're writing x equal to y for a reason. Because you're checking the relation between these two, and based on that, it will give you either true or false. Okay, does this make sense? Let me just open the chat again. Yeah, so you won't write if 6 plus 9, right? You will write if something is equal to 6 plus 9. What do you mean if 6 plus 9? If 6 plus 9 what? If 6 plus 9 what? Okay, I'll explain types once more. But yeah, I was asking the previous person, like print something if 6 plus 9, else print something else. Huh. If something is equal to 6 plus 9, then it again becomes the previous thing that I said, right? Either it's equal to 15, I'm not saying 6 plus 9, 15. Either it's equal to 15 or it's not equal to 15. So then it becomes a thing. You can't just write if 15. What does that mean? You think about it, right? How do you, even normally when we are talking, like if I get heads this, if I get tails this, right? So you have to compare with something. So if you write c is equal to, it should not be equal to, by the way, it should be equal to 6 plus 9. You're comparing. When you compare, that automatically becomes a boolean. Okay, someone asked about data type, so I'll very quickly say, basically every variable can be of a particular data type. Okay, if it stores numbers, counting numbers 1 2 3 4 5, then it's an integer. If it stores decimals, it becomes a float. If it stores characters are basically your abcd or and all that sentence, that's it basically becomes a string. Okay, your words. I already answered the 6 plus 9 thing. Please, 1 second. So complex numbers can also be there. Apart from that, you can also have Boolean values, which are true and false. Okay. So there are some questions. Precedence of operators. Okay. I don't really remember now. I think relational. Okay. So precedence. Let me just answer the questions in the chat one by one. Data types. Do you understand? Whoever asked that. First, let me check if that's understood. Okay, I hope it's understood. This is just telling you what are the different data types. It gives output. In Python, this gives output. Have you tried running it? Okay. So then in that case, what's happening is it's like this while one if 6 plus 9. I haven't tried running it. The reason that it runs is because sometimes in certain languages, maybe in Python, I don't know, 0 is considered to be false and anything other than 0 is considered to be true. Okay. So it's still not an integer. It may look like an integer, but it's not. It's still a Boolean condition, right? If still needs a Boolean. For example, okay, let me show you this. Here is 25 an integer here. Is in this program is 25 an integer. What is the data type of B? STR, right? Even though it looks like an integer, it's STR, right? Similarly, our 6 plus 9 is being evaluated and it's being interpreted as a Boolean value. Do you understand what I'm saying? So some languages have this, okay? 0 and 1. 0 may be false, anything other than 0 may be true. Still, you need something to be true. It doesn't make sense to say if 15, right? You have to have something equal to 15 or something to be true. You understand? Is this clear? Yeah, okay. So someone asked about precedence of operators. Let me just say that very quickly. So suppose you have, like in your maths class, you have your BODMAS, right? Like you have, if you have bracket, addition, subtraction, multiplication, everything together, you know that first the multiplication or the division has to happen. Multiplication and division are the same thing. And then you have plus and minus that should happen. And then, or the brackets should come first. So there is some order, right? Like that, if you give a Python expression where you have a relational sorry, yeah, you have bunch of operators together, then I don't remember exactly now, but I think it's like the logical operators take the first precedence. I don't remember where the assignment operators come, but the arithmetic operators are at the end. And in the arithmetic operators also, you use the normal mathematical rules. So it's your exponential and all that will be first, then you have multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay, so if you have an expression with multiple operators, you have to be careful. Okay, if you want, for example, addition to happen before multiplication, you have to put that in brackets, like how we write maths expressions, so that that is evaluated first. Okay, so this is about precedence. Good, you're asking questions that I didn't think about, so that's good. Then we did this. Okay, so here is another question. What does this code do? This particular code, what does it do? Yes, it gives the table of n, but does it give from 1 to 11 or 1 to 10? I think you all know it gives from the table, right? It gives you the multiplication table. But does it give from 1 to 11, 1 to 10? Please give the option that represents the best way. Okay, I see a lot of people saying 1 to 10. I see a lot of people saying A. Someone had said C. Excludes 11, 1 to 10, basically. Okay, that's good. Let's move to the answer. So yeah, the answer is 1 to 10. So please don't get confused when you see range of 1 to 11, okay? Because always in range, the last number is excluded. Okay? So it's like if it's one range is 1 to 11, it only goes to this thing. So answer is this. Is this class recording available? Yes, it is available. Okay?
Ma'am, its answer should be A because it's
Oh
an
yeah, yeah,
operation.
yeah. Sorry. So it's the full multiplication, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. Sorry. Okay, I just now noticed. Thanks. Yeah, I can also make mistakes. Okay. So let's just right. So the difference, okay, in case people are confused, the difference between this and this is that this says it prints only the final product, whereas here it prints each multiplication. If you look at the program, it's actually doing x into y equals xy, right? So that means it is printing each multiplication. Thanks for pointing it out. I had overlooked it. Okay. So yeah, you understand. I think yeah. Okay. Where can we get the class recording? I'll tell you at the end. Okay. Why it prints only last? I don't understand. I think that yeah, I had made some mistakes. A is the correct option. Okay. Class recording will be made available to you. It's on YouTube. I'll tell you the links at the end. Uh, okay. Fine. Okay. So similar kind of code. What does this code do? Ah, very good. You there is an indentation error. But again, Python doesn't really care. Does Python care about indentation errors? Not really. But yeah, very good. There is an indentation error in this question. I copied it from the thing. Yeah, but A is correct. Okay, good. So yeah, in this case I didn't make a mistake, but yeah, A is the correct option. So don't you see now how the same program where it printed the multiplication table from 1 to 10, here we are using a while loop. In the previous case, it used a for loop, right? So the same program has been written in two different ways, right? So that's the thing I was talking about, different perspectives on the same problem. Okay. Okay, I plus equal to 1. Okay, so this is the assignment operator that we were talking about before, right? These kinds of things. I thought it was not there. I missed it in the assignment question. Sorry. Yeah, your assignment question. Basically, I plus equal to 10 means I is equal to I plus 10. Okay, it assigns a value to the question answer at the same time. Okay, instead of writing I is equal to I plus 10, you write I plus equal to 1 means I is equal to I plus 1. I'll just write it in the chat also in case people. Instead of writing I is equal to I plus 1, you write I plus equal to 1. Essentially, it tells you that the assignment of the value is done while in one statement. The evaluation is done and the assignment is also done. So if you go to the other assignment operators that are shown here, you can see plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplied equal to, modulo equal to. So each of them have like plus equal to means I is equal to I plus 1, minus equal to means I is equal to I minus 1, whatever it is, plus equal to 1 if it is. And equal to is, of course, the simplest assignment where you just I is equal to 1, for example. Okay, does it make sense? Is this okay? Okay, cool. So this is the next question. What does this code do? This has two answers. Please be careful. So people who are saying A plus B before, this one, actually has multiple answers. So you can give those kinds of answers here. Okay. A, B. A less than B less than C. Okay, I don't know what relational answer you've given. Okay, A, B, C. A, B, C can't all be true, right? C is okay. Someone says C. Okay, I see many answers for this one. So I'll wait for some time to see if there's like a majority answer. Okay, some person spamming B. Okay, okay, we get it. B, B. Okay, I get it. Any other people? Because I saw some people saying C before. A and C. Can A and C both be true at the same time? Read the options carefully. A, A and B, A. Okay, I think we'll go to the answer because I also have to show you the code stuff. So the answer, I can see that people, at least no one said D. That's good. So the answer is A and B. Okay, it's not, C is not true in any case. Please read the program carefully. So basically, A tells you that it computes a factorial, and B is basically the definition of a factorial, right? Does anyone know what is factorial? What does anyone not know what's a factorial? This is basically the definition of a factorial. Product of numbers from 1 to now. Yeah, okay, no issues. That's fine. So yeah, you're right, by the way, that if someone enters as 0, this program is not good because it doesn't have the condition of if equal to 0. So if you're writing such a program, you should always put the condition that if it is equal to 0, then print 1 because 0 factorial is 1. Yes, 5 factorial is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why A and B. Okay, anyone have any doubt on how it's A and B? Okay, see, I am external TA. Okay, one sec. Three questions. Let me answer all three in order. First of all, what is the pattern of NPTEL examination and criteria for certification? I'm an external TA. I'm just in charge of doing this problem stuff. I'm not in charge of exam, not in charge of certification. Please ask on the discussion forum. They can help you with all this, okay? Or you can send them a mail. Why D cannot be answered? Please read D. What it takes an input number, initializes the result to 1, prints the value without any factorial computation. It is clearly doing something. While 1, this means it's not, while 1 means while true, while 1 is always true. So this will be an infinite loop. Okay, so don't run this in your laptop unless you want it to crash. Okay, does that answer all the three questions that I got? So I told before, right, in certain languages, maybe also in Python, with that if 6 plus 9 is true, basically 0 means false and anything else means true. So if we give if while 1 is basically meaning true. It's still a Boolean, okay? Don't get confused with integer and Boolean now. But yeah. And if you give while of a condition that can never be false, then that loop will go on forever, right? Because while will keep on continuing until it becomes false, but it will never become false, so it become infinite loop. You'll keep on running whatever you give in between the brackets. Okay, okay, any other questions? I hope not. So let's go to, I think, the last question. I mean, yeah, these are easy questions. What if we give negative numbers? It will not read it as a Boolean. I don't think so. You can try it out because I didn't know that Python even reads 6 plus 9 as a Boolean. So you can try it out. Try giving minus 6 minus 9 or 6 minus 9 and see if your program still runs. Maybe anything other than 0 is true. See, these are the things, right? Programming, you can learn how much ever you want, but there will always be things that you don't. Okay. Oh, what if we give negative numbers in factorial? Okay, okay, okay. First, you answer this question. I will just go. So let me just see that program again after we answer this. So multiple answers are correct. I can see people saying ABC. Okay. Some mixture of A, B, and C I can see. So the answer is A, B, and C. These are all IDEs. IDE means somewhere that you can write your programs and all that. Okay. So PyCharm is there, Spider is there, VSC is there. So for example, it just depends on what you prefer to use it. I prefer to use VS Code. So I use VS Code because I also have programs in other languages and VS Code has facility for all of them. So it's just easy for me. Anaconda is like a package manager. So it gives you Python and all the packages in a distribution. Anaconda, you cannot code on Anaconda. You still need to use Spider or maybe a Jupyter notebook to code. Okay, so these are just the terms, terminology. Someone was asking what will happen if I give a negative number. So you can try, right? In this question, if you give a negative number, then what will happen? When counter is less than or equal to num, only it runs, right? If it's a negative number, this condition won't be true. Correct? This is for the person who asked what if we give a negative number. Let's evaluate it. The number, if it's negative, this condition won't be true. So it won't run this loop at all. So what will be printed? So for the person who asked, what do you think will be printed? 1. So yeah, so this code is not very good because for negative number it's returning 1. But we know that 1 for
Madam,
negative
your
number.
voice is very low.
Can you hear me? Hello? Is
No,
it
it's very low.
what about others? Is it audible for others? Someone
Yes,
else, can
ma'am,
you
you are audible clearly.
Oh, okay, then please
Yes, ma'am, audible.
please confirm on your end. It might be our internet issue. So yeah, so problem
Madam,
is
one
that
more thing. Can we get the recording of this session?
what did I say in the beginning? I said recording, I will clearly tell at the end. Okay, please don't interrupt the class for this. I will
No,
tell
the
you,
reason is
don't
I
worry.
just joined it because of the internet issue.
Yeah, okay. So listen, all the recordings or everything will be made available to you. Already the links are being shared to you. Okay. Cool. Audible is true. Thanks. Thanks. Okay. So check your internet issue. Recording will be made available to you. Okay. Do you teach turtle graphics in Python? Sorry, I have no idea what that is, but the internet is a big place. I'm sure you can find someone to teach it to you. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. If it's something astrophysics, I can teach you probably. Okay, so point is that this is as because your friend asked very nice question that what happens when we input a negative number. We found out that this is actually a very bad program, right? It doesn't take care of zero and it doesn't also take care of negative numbers. So if you were to rewrite this program, you have to put if condition saying that this is a negative number, this is zero, therefore the factorial should be this. Pandas and numpy, you will get to it. Let's slowly go into it. Okay. um don't jump before you can walk kind of thing. Again, tutorials for everything is available online, so you can also start learning on your own if that's the case. Okay, last question and then let's quickly go into the programs. So Python distribution is a software. Okay, we already talked about this. What is anaconda? Is it a species of snake? So what is anaconda being discussed in the lectures? Okay, so please answer quickly. What is the answer? Okay, people are confused about whether it's an IDE or a distribution. We already spoke about what an IDE is. Be careful. Anaconda is not a type of programming language. Okay, I'll just go to the answer. Again, these
Madam,
things are
it's in
more.
a programming language.
Anaconda is not a programming language. Anaconda is a distribution. Basically, Anaconda is like a package. Okay, it's a box which carries Python along with all the different packages together. Okay, it's not an IDE, it's not a
Python
programming language.
distributions for scientific computing and data science.
Yeah, great. I showed the answer also. Someone has said it out loud as well. So this is the answer. Okay. I hope this is okay. And let's go to the program. So all of you, please have your Python running or something so that you can try out the programs. I'll give you a few minutes to try out the programs. Okay. Next 1 hour, let's try to do at least, I have 5 programs. Let's try to do at least 1 or at least 3. Okay. What is the exact definition of programming language? A language you program in, you have to write the code in that language. You don't write code in Anaconda, right? You write code in Python. Okay. I think that's it. No other questions at the moment. Let's go to doing some programs. Keep your laptops ready, PCs, whatever. Okay, this is the first question. If you have already done it, then it's easy for you. But I can give you maybe uh 10, 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I'll give you till 7:15 then to do this question. Will you all try it? Try doing this program. Okay, I'll sound it out for you. Try writing the code. I have the program already. I'll show you the solution after that. But I want you to try writing the program on your own. Okay. So you have to first of all accept two positive integers m and n as input. So two input you have to consider. And then after that, there are two cases. If m is less than n, so you already have a if condition, then you have to output m. If m is greater than n, then subtract n from m, calling the difference diff, and so on. Okay, so this particular sequence of things has a special name in mathematics. Does anyone know what this operation is called? Okay, you have already done this. That's very good. People who have not done, please try it out. No, not relational operation. That's different. I'm saying this is greater than or equal to is of course relational. I'm saying the sequence of events where you keep on subtracting until you get something that is smaller than the number. That has a special name. So repeated subtraction is division. This we all know. But this is not really repeated subtraction alone. This gives you repeated subtraction and it returns the last difference. So what is that called? Anyone has any idea? What's GCD? I don't know what's GCD, but it's not that. What are you doing here? You are doing repeated subtraction. So you know repeated subtraction is some kind of division. So something related to division only is happening. Right? You all agree? You know that repeated addition is multiplication and repeated subtraction is division. This we all know, I hope. So here what you're actually doing is you keep on subtracting a number from until you get a value which is the remainder. Okay, so essentially this gives you the remainder of division. Do you know what this is called? Yeah, so it gives you remainder. Yeah, very good. So this expression, this operation is called the modulus operation. Okay, in mathematics it has a name. In Python you represent it using a percentage sign. Have you come across? Yeah, modulo, exactly. Have you come across this in your, it was there in the arithmetic operations as well. Yes, exactly. Percentage in Python and I think in maths also. Okay, cool. So it's 7.5. Okay, I'll give you, I said 7:10 or 7:15. I'll give you till 7:10 because I won't already told you essentially how to do the program. And now you know modulo also works. So I'll give you 5 more minutes to do the program. Okay. And I want you guys to give me the answer for, I mean, you don't have to give the program in the chat. Okay. But basically, I will explain by compiling. I will show you the result, but you have to do it first. Okay. At 7:10, I will show you my program. But before that, I want you to at least try writing the program. I explained the program, right? What you have to do. We also spoke about what 2 means. It's modulus operation. It's percentage. In that case, this program should not be more than 5 lines. Someone has already given you the first step. Again, I'm telling you, until you sit and write programs yourself, you will not be able to do programming. There is no use in watching people doing programming. That will not help you at all. It will help you to some extent. But it's like riding a cycle. Watching people ride cycle will not help you to ride a cycle. You have to ride the cycle yourself. Okay, so yeah, I'll give you till 7:10 and then I'll show you my program. Let me just check. I'll just open my program and keep. Or wait. I'll share my screen because some of you may be working. Okay. I don't know about the question paper format in the exam. Please ask in the discussion forum. They can help you out much better than I can. I am an external TA. I am in charge of doing these sessions, solving these problems for you. I don't set the question paper. So if you ask in the discussion forum, which is there in NPTEL, you will get an answer for these things. Okay? Cool. Okay. Has anyone got the program? I know someone said they already had solved it. But how many of you have tried the program? Tried writing it? Yeah, someone who has already tried it has said. But how many of you are trying, sincerely trying to write the program? Okay, that's good. Can see few hands are up. That's very good. Done? Yes, yes. Okay, very good. See, it's okay if you don't get it also, but you should try. Without trying, you should not, just sit and wait for me to show the solution. Oh, yeah. Okay, please show the question. Yeah, here. Let me just see how many of you have raised your hand. For some reason, it's not updating on my phone. Yeah, that's good. Like, so few of you have raised your hand. It's very good. Very nice. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you my solution in a minute. Is there a question?
NPTEL.
Is there a question? Hello?
I
Okay. Yes, there's no question. Yeah, please keep yourself muted if you're not asking a question. It's very disturbing. Okay. Okay, it's 7:10. So those of you are trying, you can keep trying, but I'll also show the answer. Okay. So let me just open my Python. Sorry, this is some other stuff. Don't get worried. Don't worry. That's some other stuff. Week 2 program 1. Okay, so this is can you all see my screen? Okay, so I write code in VSC, so that's why it looks like this. Okay, so someone was asking what are comments, right? So can you see these green lines with the hash? These are comments. So you can see that I've put comments everywhere, right? So tomorrow if you see my code, you will understand what is happening. Okay, this is what is comments. So let me just open. It's irritating me, but okay. Increase the font. Yeah, I'll try. I don't know how to. Okay, that was stupid of me. Wait. I meant to view. Let me try to increase the font. Wait. Is this better? Is this better? The font I've increased. Yeah, okay. Cool. So do you guys see the code? Right? So you can see that I've written two things, right? I've written if m is less than n. This is your condition 1. Okay. I can try to pull up the question. So you can see that the first condition is if m is less than n, print m as output. That I have already done, right? For 2, I have done it in two ways. One is using the modulus operation, but I've also done it using a loop, which is how the program tells you to do, right? Keep on subtracting n from diff until diff is less than n. So I've used a while loop because I don't know how many iterations are there, right? I can't put a fixed number of iterations. So until this condition is true, I keep subtracting and at the end we print it. So these two things should give me the identical answer, right? So let's try running it and see what happens. So let's run 35, for example. Other one is 25. So what should the answer be if I give 35 and 25? Those of you who have already written the code, please tell me what the answer should be. Then we can check if my code is right. Those of you who have written the code. Okay, the answer is 10. Yeah, okay. So let's see if I'm getting answer 10. So yeah, so I get 10 and I not only get 10, I get 10 from both the approaches, right? I get 10 when I use the loop, I get 10 when I use modulus also. So basically this loop is doing exactly what the modulus operation does. Okay, does everyone follow the program? Essentially, we have inputted two numbers. The program says that if m is less than n, print m. That's very easy. I have already printed. Okay. The second part only says that I have to keep subtracting until diff is less than n, which means that while diff is greater than or equal to n, I keep on subtracting diff and n and then finally print it outside the loop. But I can also do that in one line by putting the modulus operation. But suppose you didn't know what is modulus operation, suppose you didn't know its percentage style sign, right? Then you can still do it using while loop. That's why I did it in two ways. Okay, does everyone follow? Is this okay? Yeah, okay, great. You have also done m minus equal to n a little bit more elegantly. You have done very nice. So all of you understand how to do this program. Is there any doubt?
Yeah, can you explain the modulus operation?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Your voice is low. Can you ask again?
Can you explain the modulus operation?
Modulus operation basically gives you the remainder, okay, of a division. So if I divide 35 by 25, that gives me remainder 10. That's what it does. But the loop also does the same thing because it repeatedly subtracts. That's basically division. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. Any other
And
questions? We can go to the. Hello?
Christian, it's written that diff should be equals to difference, but you have assigned here diff as m.
Yeah, because initially diff should have some value, right? And then after that it becomes m minus n. So that's why I put diff as m. Yeah, you can first put it as m minus n also. It doesn't matter. And then update it. That's also fine. I think it'll give you the same answer at the end. You can try that actually. But then the first time it will do m minus n minus n. But it's fine. It should work. Yeah, it still works. So yeah, you're right. In the question, it says to assign diff as m minus n. So I gave it as m. So technically it was wrong, but it worked. But yeah. So logic is still correct. Okay. Do you get it? Like what we call things doesn't matter that much. As long as you know where everything is going. Any other questions or can we go to the next program?
And can we use diff equals, I'm sorry, diff minus equals n?
Yeah, that does the same thing. So you want to check? We can check it also. Let's no, let's put it here itself instead of. So I'm just going to comment this out. And sorry, Python is case sensitive, so always be careful about what you do. Does this work? Minus equals. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I only said it's case sensitive and I'm only making mistake. Okay, here 35, 25, 10. So that also works. Is it compulsory to write? Nothing is compulsory. You don't have to write anything. I just wanted to show you how the loop and m percentage n does the same thing. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, nothing is compulsory or not compulsory or anything. As long as you make the program work, you can do whatever you want. Any other questions? Or we can go to the next program. So already you can see that there are 3-4 ways to solve the next same program, right? There's the diff minus equal to n, diff minus n, there's percentage. So many things are there. Okay. So that's why I said, even if you've seen a program before, it's always worthwhile to see how someone else can think about it. Okay. So we can go to the next question. Okay, again, maybe I'll give you till, let's see, what's the next question? Oh, this is an easy question. I think you can take till, yeah, I'll give you till 5-6 minutes again. So accept three positive integers as inputs and check if they are forming the sides of a right triangle. Print yes if they form one, no if they don't. The input will have three lines, one integer on each line. Output should be a single line which has either yes or no. So you can, I think this is a simple program. How many conditions do you have to check for here? Can anyone tell me before you start writing the program? But tell me, how many conditions should you check for here? Is someone talking? I can't hear you if you're talking. Someone, okay. Yeah, so this question is basically to check if three numbers are the three sides of a right triangle. So you know what you have to check. And how many conditions do we have to check? Three conditions, one condition. Okay, I can already see. So think about it, right? Okay,
Ma'am,
what is
we
the
need
math?
to check one condition.
But what is the mathematical, okay, one condition,
It is x
Pythagoras
square
theorem.
is equal to y square plus z square.
But how will you decide which is x, which is y, which is z? Suppose I give you 3, 4, 5, and I give you 5, 4, 3, and I give you 4, 3, 5. All three are sides of a triangle, right?
Yes.
So we should check all three, right?
I think first we need to find the maximum number, which one is the max number. Then later on we can check based on that thing.
So then also you're checking twice, right? First you're checking if it's the maximum number, and then you're checking, right?
Yes. Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So then again, you
Yes.
have to
Yes.
check at least two conditions. Okay. And yeah,
Two
if you want to,
conditions.
you can also put a square plus b square. Yeah, that's a very nice condition, which is an error condition also you can put, but that's a little extra, yeah, if you want to put it, right? So that's good. You are already talking about exceptions. So yeah, you can also you can check three conditions. If you check, you can always check a square plus b square is equal to c square, b square plus c square equal to a square. You can also check like that. So again, as I said, there is no correct answer in programming that you should only do in this way. You can always do programs in different ways. So already you have said one answer, the other person's. Sum of any two sides should be greater than third side is for general triangle, but this is a right triangle, right? So it should be Pythagoras. Okay. Any two sides, if it satisfies Pythagoras, it automatically satisfies the any two sides also. But suppose it was given just triangle, then what you're saying is correct. Okay, I think I have already told you how to write the program, basically. I'll give you 2 more minutes or 3 more minutes. Please try to write the program and check with, the famous 3, 4, 5. Check if your answer is working. If it's not, then you have a problem somewhere. Check when you check 3, 4, 5, then check 4, 5, 3, then check 5, 4, 3, and check if for all three cases it should say that it needs sorry, it is a right rhyme. Sorry. I'll share the link at the end. Let's finish the session. And the link will be shared to you also on the by the PMRF team. Otherwise, you can search my name. Hypotenuse need not be an integer. But in the question, they are asking you to do it as integers, right? You can do it without integer also. That's true. If I have a right triangle of 1 and 1, this thing is root 2. But right now, let's focus on integers. Okay, how many of you have been able to write the program and compile it, get an output? Can you just raise the hand? Or have you tried? How many of you have tried the program at least? If good number have tried, I can show you the solution. I've already told you how to do it actually. Done. Okay, good. I can see that there are, where are the participants? What's happening? Okay, people. Okay. Okay, I can see at least 5 people have tried. Some others have said in chat. Yeah, okay. Someone has given the answer also. That's good. Done, done, done. Okay, great. So people are trying the programs. This is what I wanted. So I'll go to the answer maybe, or should I wait? Is anyone still trying? Should I wait for 2 more minutes? Everyone's saying done. I think this was a simple program, so I can go to the answer, right? Great. Okay. So let's just. Okay, so this is the program. Can you all see? We have to check 3 conditions. Yeah. Yeah. So, but as one of your friends said, if you check which is the largest number, then you can reduce it to 2 conditions, right? So it's always depending on where to keep. What did I do last time? Okay. This. I'm sorry. For some reason, the chat is not showing up on my phone updated. So I'm trying to see the chat and this at the same time. Okay. So can you see my screen? Like you can see my program, right? So integer 1, integer 2, integer 3, you check 3 conditions, print yes, otherwise no. So here you can already see this else condition, right? Because if none of it is true, that means it's definitely not a, uh, it's not a right triangle. And here we used or, we didn't use and. Because any one of these is true means it's a right triangle, right? It's not that all 3 of them have to be true. That's why we used a or statement. Okay? Does everyone understand why we used or not and here? Yes. Okay. Anyone has any doubt in this? We can check again. You can just run and check also. One sec. Let me just. Okay, let's just clear and then do. Run 3, 4, 5. It says yes. If I give 5, 4, 3, it gives yes. If I give randomly 3 numbers, it should say no. Okay. So this is how you check if your program is working. You should check with multiple cases because it should work for all the cases. Your program should not only work for one case. Okay. Yeah, instead of or, you can use else if. Correct. Very correct. So as I said, there is no correct answer that you should do this way or that. One sec. Sorry, I'm doing something stupid. Where's the chat? Okay. Yeah. As I said, programming, there is no right answer that if you do this way, it's correct. If you do that way, it's wrong. You can always use or. Everyone has their own preference, right? You can use else if, you can do it in that way that one of your friends said, where you check which is the largest number and only check with that. You can do whatever you want. Okay. Cool. I used else if instead of or. Very good. So as long as the program works, again, I'm saying as long as the program works and as long as you understand the logic, you shouldn't do something random and just make it work, right? But as long as your program works and you understand the logic, anything goes. Okay? There is no restriction. Is there a question? Okay. So yeah, so as I was saying, this is why programming is a very creative thing because you can always keep yeah, basically you can always have your own style of writing programs. Okay, can we go to the next question now? Okay, let's go. So this I'll give you maybe 10 minutes because there's a few conditions here. And here you can use your else if and stuff. I'm just going to the next question. I assume there's no program. Okay, I'm not sharing the complete screen because I need to look at the chat also. But I hope it's fine, it's visible, right? I'm not able to monitor the chat on my phone. I'm sorry. Like for some reason it's not updating. That's why I have to see the chat like this. Okay, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I hope it's visible. So here you have to accept a string as input, and then you're basically a password manager. And you have to check if it is having all these conditions 8, 32, all this. Okay, for program. Okay, do you want to see the previous program? I'll show you before I do this. Okay, should have all these characters, should not have spaces. So there are 4 conditions you have to check if something is a valid password. If it's a valid password, output true. Otherwise, you can show false. Okay. So I'll give you, I'll give you 10 minutes. You can try writing the program. Again, this is all using your if conditions. So you should be able to do it. Okay. It's not very difficult program. It just has little more things to check than usual. So yeah, I hope all of you are trying to write the program. I'll give you 10 minutes to try. Again, I'm giving you 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You might think it's not fair, but we have to also finish the class on time. So if any of you need more time, please again go back. Those of you kept asking, recording is there and all that. So yeah, so don't worry. You can go and try also. We can use Boolean. Yeah, sure. I don't know where exactly Boolean will come. Oh, you're saying the output, right? Yeah, sure. You can use. Again, as long as it works and you understand the logic, you can do whatever you want. There's no restrictions.
Start uppercase or lowercase letter.
Is there a question? There's no question. Please mute.
Start with uppercase or lowercase letter. Letter or digit
Just going
letter.
to mute. Well, you can use string. Sorry, I wasn't seeing the chat. You can use string operations, sure. If it is written to use you uppercase, when you study ABCD, do you study this dash also? And since when is this considered a letter? I don't know. As far as I know, alphabet has 26 letters. Please restrict yourself to that 26 letters only. I don't know about this dash and all. I don't think it's considered a letter. Said right, uppercase or lowercase letter. Only use that. Okay. Maybe they changed the alphabet. I was in school a long time ago. But yeah, restrict yourself to A to Z, please. Any hint to check the third condition? Okay. So you should check. Okay, so what is a string? A string is a collection of characters, right? So you should check whether at all any of the characters are having this thing. So it's similar to how you check integer, right? Like if you check an integer, you check if x is equal to 2, for example. And later you can do. Can we use strlen string length? I think strlen, right? String length function for testing first condition, and for second we can use ASCII. Again, use whatever you want, because if you understand what you're doing and if it works, then it's fine. So third condition, again, check within this. So okay, any string is what is a word? A word is made of many letters, right? So you have to check each letter. Like that, in a string you have to check each character. So yeah, that's why you have to use length. That's what your friend has prompted in the chat also. Okay, I'll give you a few more minutes. Maybe I'll give 5 more minutes and then we can check the answer. So try it out, you guys. Yeah, sure. Ma'am, I'm new to the language. Could you please brief me up on the syntax? That's what I've been doing, right, for this full class. I can show you when I show the program. Have you written any programs in Python? This person who has asked. No. Okay. So first of all, please try to write. I mean, I'll show you the program now, but as I said multiple times last class and now, okay, done. We'll just wait for a few more minutes for others. Yeah. So as I said multiple times, until you write the program, it's difficult. So just try to start writing some programs. I will show you the syntax when I show the answer. And try solving those problems which are given in your recorded lectures, right? They have shown some programs, no? Try doing those first and then you can try doing these. Anyway, you will get the recording and the slides. So I'll show you now the solution, but also try to do that. Okay, cool. See, at 7:35, I'll wait for like 3-4 minutes more in case people are still solving. How many of you are actively solving? Please raise your hand. Okay, wait, I'll check on my phone. Is there a question? If there's no question, please mute. Okay. Yeah, I can see some people are. Can you please the colors of phones? Girish, I don't understand your question. What do you mean? Colors of fonts? Yeah, I don't understand what you mean by colors of fonts, functions and commands and syntax. There's nothing like color, or I don't. Oh, that. Okay. That is based on your ID. Like I use VSC, I use Visual Studio Code. So they use some colors that they have chosen. I think you can change it. I'm not that advanced of a programmer. But I'm sure if you use Spider or if you use Jupyter Notebook or if you use what is the other thing? PyCharm, they have different colors. That's just to differentiate between things. That's all. Variables are a separate color, functions are a separate color, comments are a separate color. That's just to differentiate so that it doesn't look monotonous. But I didn't set that VSC is setting. I guess if you're advanced enough, you can change that, but I don't know. It works for me. Okay, shall we go to the solution? So where can I find the details of it? I'm sure if you search up what is IDE you're using, you can check. Okay. So okay, I'm going to the solution. How many of you, before I go to solution, how many of you tried? Yeah, just search PyCharm colors online or something. You'll get the idea. How many of you tried doing the program? Okay. Okay, good. At least 5 of you, 6. Okay, 6 of you have tried. That's good. 7. Okay, good. 10 of you have tried. That's good. Yeah, okay. More people are raising hands. That's what I want. So I'll show you the solution. Okay, this has a few string things, so we'll go through the solution a little slowly and see if we can understand. Okay. So before, I'm not going to put the chat on because you can see the full. So you can see the screen, right? I'll take the third program. Okay. So, okay. So initially you have valid to be false, and after that you're setting it to be true if all the conditions are satisfied. Of course, you can do it in the opposite way also. You can set the valid condition to be true, and then you can set it to be false if any of them are violated. Okay. It's completely up to you. Okay. So that's one thing. Please don't mute me. If someone muted me, please don't mute me. It's very difficult. Okay. I'm serious. Last class also this happened like multiple times. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, tried but failed. That's fine. Trying is what counts. Okay, you're in a class to learn about it. Anyway, so as I was saying, uh, what was I saying? Yeah, so in this program, you're initializing the printing statement to false and then changing it to true if all the conditions are satisfied, right? Whereas you can also do it in the opposite way. You can set it to true, and then if any of the conditions are violated, you can set it to false. Okay, so again, there's no hard and fast rule. Here you're kind of using the ASCII, kind of not ASCII, kind of that, where you're checking if it should be the first one. Okay, so very importantly, when you have a list or an array, it's called an array, okay, when you have multiple characters in Python and most programming languages, the array counting starts from 0. So suppose I have a hello, okay, I can show you this actually. Escape. So I'm just using my terminal. Okay, suppose I have something like, okay, let's do it on my actual terminal. Let's do it here. Okay, so suppose I have a string which says hello. Okay, why is it not running? Ah, correct only, no? This str. Okay, wait. I think I messed up somehow. I don't know how. Okay, weird. A is equal to hello. Does this not work? Yeah, okay. So now, wait. Can you all see my screen? You can all see my screen, I hope. I can't see the chat. Okay, so let's just go to Python and suppose I have hello. So does anyone know how can I get H, right? If I want to take only H out. So this is like the first character, this is the second character, this is the third character, this is the fourth character, this is the fifth character, right? But in Python, okay, yeah, okay. All of you have said A of 0. Okay, so someone said A of 1. So point is that in array you have to count from 0. Okay, so that's why this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I give A of 0, I get H. If I give A of 5, it doesn't work because there are only 4 indices, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to get it, I have to get A of 4. Then only I get O. Does everyone understand this? Any doubts in this? A of -1 gives you the last digit, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, A of -1 gives you the last digit. Okay. Does everyone understand? Okay, cool. So this is what indexing means. Okay, these are indices. These are called index. This is how the index works. So you have to start counting from 0. So you can understand that when I go to the program itself, if I close this, you can see, first of all, I'm checking the length. Okay, the length should be within 8 and 32. So I'm checking if it is correct. Okay, again, here I'm checking all the true statements. If you had started with the true and you are checking for false, you have to take the opposite of all these statements. Okay, so you have to be careful what you coded up. Anyway, so second condition, you can see that I'm checking if the first digit should be within A to Z or capital A to Z. Okay, and yeah, the value is something, there's something called ASCII, which is the value of each of these characters, and it's in a sequence. So basically, A to Z the value if it is there, or A to Z the value if it's there, it will accept it. Okay, we have to declare array, like, see, no, that's what the point is, right? You don't have to define the data types or declare everything in Python. So that's a good thing and a bad thing, because in C, etc., you are very much aware of what you're coding up. In Python, it's easy. So you saw that I just wrote A is equal to hello. I didn't write str A is equal to hello, right? So in Python, that's the good thing. You can just keep switching between data types without declaring it. Okay, so any questions? And then third and fourth condition is checked here. So they have given some list of things that shouldn't be there: forward slash, backslash, equal to, single quote, double quote, and space. So you can see that forward slash, backslash, equal to, single quote, double quote, space are all, if none of them are there, only then only it's valid. So here you can see again we used or, because if any of these are there, immediately it should be for it should not be there, right? Only like that. If any of them are what am I saying, yeah, any of them can be there, and then you're invalidating it with a not. So it's kind of like, yeah, so it's correct. So let's check if the program works. Okay, any doubts in the program? Let's see if it works, right? So first let's try with the password which has a number in the beginning. This should give me false, because the program said that you should start only with letter, right? You should start only with uppercase or lowercase letter. So it gave me false. Great. Now let's try with a password which has a slash in it. So AB/CD. That's also false. Let's try with a program which has a space in it, right? Python, Python space password. Also false. Let's try with the actual password. Uh, let's see. Is it not? Okay. So the program works. Okay. So I saw interesting question in the chat. Why do you use 2 backslash? Okay. Very good question. First, let's try what happens when we use 1 backslash. Okay. I'm changing it to 1 backslash. Immediately you can see that for some reason it's showing me an error, right? You can see that the bracket is not closed or something. And if I try to run it, it will not run. Invalid syntax. So reason is that now if I run it again, it will run. Okay. So the reason for this is because there are some characters which are called escape characters. Okay. They are very special characters. They are indicated by backslash. So whenever you put a backslash in Python, it thinks that you're going to talk about an escape character. So it waits for that escape character. And if it doesn't get it, it will give you that you have an invalid syntax. Okay. Does that answer your question? We can try. You are not solving my problem. What's your problem? Okay, cool. I can show you an escape character now. By the way, whoever said I'm not solving their problem, please, maybe I missed it, just put it in the chat again. I can show you how the backslash thing works also. So suppose I print hello world. So do you see that it went to a new line? That's because this backslash n tells it to goes to a new line. So like that, there are many options. Okay, like if I give print hello world, you can see that there's a big space, right? So this is called a tab. So it gives you a bunch of space between, I think it's 8 spaces. So it gives you spaces between the word. So whenever you give a backslash in a print statement, it waits for the next character because it doesn't know what to do. But here we don't want to use any next character. We just want to use slash only. That's why you have to give slash slash. Okay. What are other such escape characters? So this is new line is one. No. See, this is yeah. Backslash is the only one which indicates an escape character. But basically, new line is one such function. Tab is one such function. I think if you are, what else is there? There is S. Then you can use percentage for formatting. I don't know any of the other backslash. Huh. Okay. Okay. Great. Someone has already given you all the answers. Cool. What you are not solving my problem? Which is the problem you have? Until you tell me what your problem is, I can't solve your problem. Sorry. Anyone? Okay. Is there any more questions in this particular program? We can go to the next program. If not, any questions? No. Okay. Great. Yeah. Okay. Someone has given their thing also in the chat. That's great. Yeah. I think if you use double quotes, backslash might still work. Maybe. Did you try running your code? Is your code correct? Try running your code. How can I tell? If it's running, it's fine. Okay, Vivek, I see your problem now. So they have given you what your error is, right? You gave capital Z here and you gave small z here. And that is already given in name error, right? Name Z is not defined. Did you mean capital Z? So that is your error. Can you see? So you see, one thing about Python is their errors are very easy to understand. Try reading the error once. Here it's written, right? You gave here capital Z, but here you gave small z. How will the program work? I told you, Python is case sensitive. You cannot interchange capital and small z. Does it does it make sense? Try it by change to small z and run and see. Here you gave capital, here you give small. That is the issue. Did you try running your code? Vivek? There are two more programs. I don't know if we'll have time. Let's at least do one more and the other one you guys can try on your own time. Okay? I don't know if this guy, if you have tried doing your program or not. Vivek. So Vivek, please try it out. You have used two different Z. You have used capital Z in one case and you have used small z in another case. So that's why. Okay. I hope I have solved your problem now. Okay. Since you said before. Okay. I'm moving to the next question. Okay, this is the next question. Let me open the chat. Incorrect program, which one? Yeah, please like try. I'll check this later because I have to go to the next question and I can't immediately see what is. Please write what is the error you get when you run this code. Then I'll try to see. Okay, till then, the next question is this. A positive integer is called Armstrong number of order n if ABCD is a to the power n, b to the power n plus c to the power n, etc. For an Armstrong number of 3 digits, the sum of the cubes of each digit is equal to the number itself. So if you have ABC is equal to a cube plus b cube plus c cube. So write in a program to check when you input a number, you should get a number as input and check if that number is an Armstrong number or not. Through your program, you have to prove that 153 is an Armstrong number. So you can check now itself. For example, if I put 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube, I get 153. Okay, so this is an Armstrong number, but your program should also give the same process. Okay. Oh, you wanted to see my terminal zoomed in. No, I was just showing a Armstrong number calculation. 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube. Not anything important. May I please know what's wrong? Yeah, please put your error. If you are getting a error, please put the error also in the chat. Then only it's easy to understand. Armstrong, no, that's angstrom. Okay, that's Angstron. This is no, that's angstrom. Sorry, I'm a physicist. Angstrom. This is Armstrong. I guess there was a mathematician who came up with these numbers. So this is not that. That is angstrom. Okay. So yeah, this is also not a difficult program. I'll give you maybe yeah, like you can take until the remaining of the class, which is until 8, and you can try to do this program at 8 o'clock. I'll show you the solution. Okay. Please try the program, all of you. It's not difficult. So 153 is an Armstrong number. Sorry, I'm saying Armstrong now. Armstrong number. So please, yeah, please try to do it. Your program should prove that yeah, your program should accept that 153 is Armstrong. Are you guys able to do this program? Did you all understand the question? Is there any doubt? You didn't understand the question. Okay. What I want you to do is to accept a number, check if it. Okay. So a number is called an Armstrong number if it satisfies this condition. So I want you to check whether a number is an Armstrong number of order 3, which means that if I input A, B, C, it should be equal to A cube plus B cube plus C cube. Okay. 153 is one such number. So I can show you right now. If I put 1 cube, sorry, 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube, it becomes 153. So it has this property. Not every number has this property, right? If I put 200, for example, 2 cube plus 0 cube plus 0 cube plus 0 cube, that gives 8. It's not 200. So only some special numbers have this property and they are called Armstrong numbers. Okay. So you have to input a number and check whether it's an Armstrong number or not. Prove that 153 is Armstrong number through your program. Do you understand now? Okay, maybe since we are short on time, I can show the answer. I can show you guys the answer. Okay. So please write what is the error you get. Otherwise, I can tell you. I'll just show you my solution. Okay. Ma'am, no any question. Yeah, that means this is your okay. So someone has tried and got an error. Maybe I'll show you my answer and we'll see where you're going wrong. Okay. So, okay, let's close this. Okay. So here is the program. Can you all see? Okay. So basically you initially you input the number from the user. You have to calculate finally the sum of the cubes, right? So you are basically summing up the cubes. So here you use a temporary variable. Why do you use this temporary variable? Because I have to take out, like if I'm doing, sorry, not this. If I'm doing 153, I need to have 1, 5 and 3 separately, right? So this temporary variable actually takes out all of the digits, okay, one by using modulo of 10. Because you have ones place, tens place, 100 place, you can get it by modulo of 10. Then you sum up with the cube of it and then divide by 10. When you do all this, what you get is that whatever number is a Armstrong number or it is not an Armstrong number. So if I now do the, if I run it, what's the issue? Oh, okay. I'm still in just, yeah, okay. So if I now run 153, it shows me 153 is an Armstrong number. So does everyone understand the code? Is there any issue with the code or something? Where is the chat? Okay, don't use the arrow, caret or whatever it's called. In Python, the exponential is like this. A, 2 stars and then Q. Okay, don't use that. Then what else is the thing? Okay, this is working for you, so that's fine. Type error. Okay, someone has given their error. So you shouldn't use this. You should use star star. Okay, wait, let me say this. Okay, let me put this in the chat. This is important. So if you want to get a cube, then you have to put okay, one sec. A cube. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Do you guys understand? Is this correct? No, because you use the arrow, right? You shouldn't use the arrow. You have to use the double asterisk. Please explain the use of temp. Okay. So here we can see what temp is doing, right? Let's print temp. Okay. Whenever you don't understand what a variable is doing, print it. Then it becomes very easy to understand. Okay, let's print temp and see what happens. Let's run the program again. I'll enter 153. So you can see that first temp is 153. Okay, and then you do temp modulus 10. And then you sum it up based on only the modulus. So let's print temp and digit actually. Then only we'll understand. Okay. So you can see that first 153 is done with modulus 10 and it only extracts out 3, right? Because it's a modulus 10. So basically after that you divide it again, you divide. So when you do this, it means integer division. You don't consider the floating point or anything. Then it becomes 15 because you have divided by 10. So 153 by 10, if you don't consider the integer, is 15. Then you get 5. So I have to extract out the numbers. I want to extract out first 3, then I want to extract 5, then I want to extract 1. So that is my way of doing it. Do you understand? Okay, great. Someone says yes. How are you extracting? By using modulus. How will you extract a number? What's we learn in first standard, right? Ones place, tens place, hundreds place. So those are all moduli 10, right? We already learned what's modulus. Okay, please explain it again. What should I explain again? What should I explain again? temp. Okay. Do you see this? This is okay. Maybe this will make it more clearer. Okay. Look at this program, right? Look at the Armstrong number. Shit. Okay. So if I have A, B, C, I need to take out A, B, and C separately, right? A number is not like a string. I can't write A of 0 for a number, right? It doesn't make sense. So what I have to do is I have to extract out the digits of each of the number. So how do you extract the digits? When you're in first standard, you would have written the face value and place value of a number, right? So 153 is 1 times 100 plus 5 times 10 plus 3 times 1, right? This you have done in first standard. I don't think I need to explain. Where is the meeting gone? Okay, so basically I need to extract the face value of the number. I have to extract out only one. Okay, I can't just put A of 0. This is not a string, it's a number. So I have to do modulus of 10. That's how I extract the digit. If I do modulus of 10 on 153, I'll get 3. If I want to extract 5, I have to do modulus of 100. Or else I can just divide this by 10 and do the modulus. So again, there are different ways of doing it. The way I have done it is this. That is the point. Does this answer your question? It's because I need 1, 5, and 3 separately. Okay. If you don't understand what a variable is doing, always try to print it. Then it will be very clear what it's doing. Can we convert it to string and then again convert it to int for algebraic calculation? Sure, you can do that, but then remember that you cannot, once you convert it to string, then you have to convert to int. You can't raise a string to the power of 3. So you'll have to convert it back before doing. Okay, you guys are sending your programs. I can't check every program, but as long as 153 works, okay, 153 should work, but some random number like 200 should not work. So if I give 200 here, it should not work. Okay, so as long as it works for those cases, it's all good. Any questions about this? We are already 4 minutes ahead of time. I mean, sorry, behind time. Yeah, please.
Ma'am, what if we have to check if a number is Armstrong for if and it's not a 3-digit number? Should we
Then it
do the
then
count?
then it will be different, right? So this is for order 3, that's why it was cubed. Okay, but if it is some other order, then it has to be, so for example, if it's a 4-digit number, it has to be A power 4 plus B power 4, etc. Okay, so then you have to find out the
Ma'am,
length
then
of the number,
should
and
we...
then
Yes, ma'am.
you have to find out the length of the number initially, and then you can keep the power as a free index n. Okay,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
so this is a simple, see, you can always make, one second, you can always make program as complicated as you want. So good that you asked this question. Try doing it for any Armstrong number now. You've done it for 3, do it for anything. Okay, someone else was asking something. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in that uh, while loop after the temp, please go to the page.
Yeah.
You can see in that while loop, digit is equal to temp modulo operator 10. It means we are extracting the digit
Ones place. Yeah.
one by one as remainder. Like after
Yes.
divided with 10, the remainder comes 5, then 3, then 1, then what about the line temp double slash equal to 10?
So you can see, right? First temp is 153. If I divide 153 by 10, my remainder is 3. If I
Yes.
again, in the next iteration, if I again divide 153 by 10, I'll again get 3 only. I want 5. I don't want 3. So what I do is I divide temp by 10. But if I divide temp by 10, if I divide 153 by 10, I'll get 15.3. I don't want 0.3. I only want 15. So whenever you give double slash like this, that means it's integer division.
Then we can use this line at the place of digit is equal to temp modulo temp.
No, you can't. This only divides by 10 to give you 15. It doesn't give you 5. Now next again it has to calculate the tens place of that, right? See, please understand. Temp is to store the whole number. Digit is to take each digit. Okay. You try it out. Try out not having this line. See what the output is. Also, you can try another thing. Instead of having percentage 10 and then dividing by 10, first time you can have percentage 10, then you can have percentage 100. You can try that also. You can try anything you want. Huh.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other questions? Otherwise, we can end the session. So, okay, finally, now I will tell you about the recordings. So, all of you, please listen very carefully. This is my mail ID. If you have any issues, mail me. All the links are on my website. Okay, I'm going to paste the link in the chat. Please check the website. You will find all the relevant links. Apart from this, the PMRF, sorry, I'm saying PMRF, NPTEL team will give you the links as well. Okay. The links of the slides are also on my website. Please go and check the website. Everything is there. You can bookmark this. Don't ask me this question every week. Okay. Okay, so one more thing is I will also upload the programs. Okay, on the Google Drive, there's a Google Drive folder where the slides are being uploaded. I will also upload the programs. So there's actually a fifth program which we didn't have time to do. Please, all of you try it. And those of you who didn't do the programs in the live session, please try to do it and then check the solution. If you check the solution without doing the program, you're only the loser. Okay, you are only not learning programming. That's all I have to say. So there's a fifth question which is about swapping two numbers through variables. And for that, there are two solutions. They are there. The link of the Google Drive is on my website. Please go and check it. Okay. Any other questions? This link is there, no, which I have pasted. I'm pasting it again. Go here. You can find all the links. The YouTube link, Google Drive link, everything is there in this. Okay. And the NPTEL team is also sharing with you separately. So, please read your mails and announcements and all that. Is this fine? Can we end the session? I think we are done, right? Don't ask me for any links. I already put the link there. Go to the website. All the links are there. Okay? Fine. Good. We are ending the session. Okay? Okay. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a nice day. Okay.